It's time. Hello.
Good evening and welcome to the City of Montgomery City Council regular meeting for November 10th, 2025. Good night, nurse. With that, I would like to say we have a quorum. However, we're missing Mr. Tom Julewitz. I'd like to call this meeting to order and ask that everybody silence their phones so that we ensure that business is being done with everybody can hear. If you please stand with me and send you the invocation and then the Pledge of Allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity again to serve the citizens of Montgomery. We thank you, Lord, that we have ideas, concepts, and insights, Father, that will advance the agenda of the City Council tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Pledge to the United States flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Public forum, we have one piece of business in there, and it's actually myself. So Sarah Countryman, 396 Berkeley Drive here in Montgomery. I would like to discuss, bring to council, good evening everyone, December 10th, 2024. On the minutes it says, it seems to me that WGA has lost their way and no longer values the taxpayers and citizens of Montgomery. I find it difficult to call our relationship a true partnership and personally have been feeling this way for some time. It's been my desire that WGA and the City of Montgomery begin to truly partner or part ways. WGA, remember who you serve. It's not yourself, it's not City Hall, it's the taxpayer. Surprises like this and others that I've experienced lately are not appreciated and should not be accepted. Then you move forward to January 14th, regular meeting. Ms. Vu was here. I found out that there was a previous employee of the city that has been saying nefarious things, did a number on this city and clearly does not like this city. When asked if she is now working at WGA, Ms. Vu confirmed that, stated this person was a project coordinator. Mayor Countryman asked if she would be working on any of our projects, anything with our city business, developer business, or anything regarding Montgomery, Texas at all. City Engineer Vu said yes, she does work in some capacities for the City of Montgomery. She also works for our other clients, so it's not exclusively for Montgomery business, but yes, we have her to help out with a couple of city-related items. Mayor Countryman said she wants to be clear and emphasize this person that she hopes is not going to be involved in any of our city business moving forward, based on the reckless record keeping, a lack of professionalism, and ongoing negative rhetoric about the City of Montgomery, herself, this City Council, and as a taxpayer, an elected official in the city, it is my wish that we all are protected as taxpayers. Everything you do has information, sometimes proprietary information regarding our city, and someone that has nefarious ways or speaks such negatively about our city, we would like to ask that this person's name does not have anything to do with our city. I would not want us to be compromised in any way due to her reckless record keeping and behavior. City Engineer Vu said yes, she can make that adjustment. Mayor Countryman said she appreciated it. On the video, I also stated I'd like to make sure that she doesn't touch a single paper clip, including our city. Then to Chris, you and I went to lunch, stated the same thing. You promised that wouldn't happen. I grew up in a household, you say what you mean what you say. I go to the WGA website, which says best in class for people we serve. With the number of engineering firms you have to choose from, we know that business relationships based on trust and respect are important than ever. More important than ever. Yet I hold here an invoice with her name on it from 10/24/2025. That portion I'm asking the city not to pay. No other people speaking. We will move on to presentation item number 4 of your agenda. Proclamation proclaiming December 28, 2025 as God and Faithful Day in honor of the 175th anniversary of the First Montgomery Baptist Church. All right. Read the proclamation. Proclamation, 175th anniversary for First Montgomery Baptist Church. Whereas In 1850, Elizabeth Shannon and Elizabeth Arnold, two women of faith in Montgomery, earnestly sought the establishment of a Baptist church, and under the leadership of the first pastor, Reverend Thomas Chilton, the congregation was founded as a witness to the gospel. And whereas for 175 years, First Montgomery Baptist Church has gathered to worship, serve, and proclaim the gospel, shaping the spiritual life of our community. And whereas through generations of change, growth, and challenge, the church has stood as a testimony that God is faithful. And now, therefore, I, Sarah Countryman, Mayor of the City of Montgomery, Texas, do hereby proclaim December 28th, 2025 as God is Faithful Day in honor of the 175th anniversary of First Montgomery Baptist Church. In witness whereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the official seal of the City of Montgomery, Texas, to be affixed this 10th day of November 2025. This will be presented to the church this weekend coming up on Saturday. Consent agenda, item number 5. Consideration and possible action on the City Council workshop meeting minutes of October 14th, 2025. Number 6. Consideration and possible action on the City Council regular meeting minutes of October 14th, 2025. Number 7. Consideration and possible action on a resolution of the City Council of the City of Montgomery, Montgomery County, Texas, appointing board members to the Montgomery Economic Development Corporation Board of Directors. Number 8. Consideration and possible action on a resolution of the City Council of the City of Montgomery, Montgomery County, Texas, appointing board members to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Number 9 on your agenda. Consideration and possible action on a resolution of the City Council of the City of Montgomery, Montgomery County, Texas, appointing board members to the Crime Control and Prevention District. Number 10. Consideration and possible action to approve an audit services agreement fiscal year end September 30th, 2025 with Crow LLP. Number 11. Consideration and possible action on renewal of the annual permit for Cedar Crest Mobile Home Park. Council, you can take these individually or cumulatively. What is your pleasure?
Cumulative.
Okay.
Make a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Motion by Mr. Olson that we accept the consent agenda as presented. Ms. Fox seconded that. All those in favor of accepting the consent agenda as presented say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we'll accept the consent agenda as presented. Public hearing. Item number 12. The City Council will receive comments from the public on the below listed items. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes each. Persons wishing to participate, which is speaking during the public hearing portion of the meeting, must sign in to participate prior to the meeting being called to order. Ms. Bevan, anyone sign in? Okay. Item number 12. Convening a public hearing on the application by Weekly Homes for a special use permit to place a temporary construction trailer on a residential lot located at 703 Gunner Court in the Redbird Meadows development, known as Briarly. It is 6:09. We will head into a public hearing. No one is here to speak. It is 6:09. We will close this public hearing. Number 13. Convening a public hearing on the application by J. Patrick Homes for a special use permit to place a temporary construction trailer on a residential lot located at 707 Gunner Court in the Redbird Meadows development known as Briarly. It is 6:10. We will enter into public hearing. No one here. We will close the public hearing. It is 6:10. Number 14. Convene into the public hearing on the application by Perry Homes for a special use permit to place a temporary construction trailer on a residential lot located at 710 Gunner Court in the Redbird Meadows development known as Briarly. It is 6:10. We will open time for public hearing. All right, 6:10, and we will close public hearing. Regular agenda, item number 15. Consideration and possible action on an application submitted by Weekly Homes for a special use permit to place a temporary construction trailer on a residential lot located at 703 Gunner Court in the Redbird Meadows development known as Briarly. Ms. Tilley.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. This agenda item is the first of 3 items on this agenda requesting for a special use permit. This will be to allow the temporary placement of the construction trailers on residential lots that are located within Borough. The lots are zoned residential for residential use, and because the trailers are temporary in nature, and they're being used as construction offices, the special use permit is required. PNC has reviewed the request for special use permit, and they did make their recommendation. Their letter is included in part of your packet. The recommendation does recommend approval, subject to 6 conditions. If you'd like for me to read those conditions to you, the special use permit shall expire on December 31st, 2027, because the trailers will be there for a few years. They said 2027 was a good number. The trailer and surrounding area must be kept in good condition, free of litter, debris, and overgrown vegetation for its use. The activities associated with the trailer must comply with the city noise ordinance. The city may conduct periodic inspections to ensure compliance with all permit conditions and ordinances. Non-compliance may result in the revocation of the permit. Number 5, upon expiration of the permit, the construction trailer must be disconnected, all utilities properly kept, and the trailer removed. The vacant lot must then be cleared of all rubbish and debris and restored to its original condition as it was platted for a single-family dwelling. Any proposed changes to this permit must be brought back for review by the Planning and the Zoning Commission and for the City Council. And also, please be aware that Brierley does have its own architectural review committee. Each of these construction trailers were reviewed by that ARC, and although we can't enforce their specific requirements, they do address the aesthetics of the construction trailer by allowing them into that development.
And to be clear, nobody's going to be living in this trailer, these trailers?
They're not living in the trailer. It's just for the employees, staff, probably to review plans.
I'll make a motion to approve the special use permit for Weekly Homes.
Motion by Mr. Olson that we approve the application by special use permit for Weekly Homes.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Donaldson. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires a majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of approving the application for Weekly Homes, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries, and we will accept the application and submission for the Weekly Homes special use permit. Number 16 on your agenda, consideration and possible action on an application submitted by J. Patrick Homes for a special use permit to place a temporary construction trailer on a residential lot located at 707 Gunner Court in the Redbird Meadows development known as Brierley.
This is the second of the 3 construction trailers that will also be placed at the Brierley development. The conditions are the same. Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval, and again, the ARC did review it. The Brierley ARC did review this, and they also okayed the placement of this trailer.
Very good. Make a motion to approve the special use permit for J. Patrick Homes.
Motion by Mr. Olson that we approve the special use permit for J. Patrick Homes.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Donaldson. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of accepting the special use permit for J. Patrick Homes, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries, and we will accept the special use permit for J. Patrick Homes. Number 17, consideration of possible action on applications submitted by Perry Homes for a special use permit to place a temporary construction trailer on a residential lot located at 710 Gunner Court in the Redbird Meadows development known as Brierley.
And this is the third of the 3 construction trailers. Do you have any new questions or anything like that?
No. Make a motion to approve the special use permit for Perry Homes.
Motion by Mr. Olson that we approve the special use permit for Perry Homes.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Donaldson. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires a majority vote. All those in favor of accepting the special use permit for Perry Homes, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries, and we will accept the special use permit for Perry Homes. Number 18, consideration and possible action on the acceptance of the quitclaim deed for the Lake Creek Village Homeowners Association.
I did turn my phone off, just forgot to turn the watch off.
Yes, sir, Mr. Wisnowski.
I'll get us started on this item. We handed out before the meeting updated exhibits showing the location of what we're talking about. Meyer, this is a long process that we've talked about for a while regarding the acceptance of the streets in Lake Creek Village that were initially designed and dedicated to private. In order to do that, your attorneys have been working in the background to get the paperwork, which is what this is. So in order for the city to take ownership of those roads, this is a quick claim deed to do that. This excludes the estates of Lake Creek, which is Abner Drive, as that is a different HOA. So Alan can definitely fill in kind of the legality and how this document works. But my understanding is this has been provided to the HOA. They have reviewed it. There's been conversations between the city's attorney and their attorney to get this executed.
And to update that, we actually have the signed copy tonight from their attorney for y'all to sign if y'all approve of that.
Great.
So, once we accept the quitclaims deed, at that point, what's left before we finish the acceptance of their,
Basically, that takes care of it.
okay, good. I know they've
It's been a
been
long time coming.
waiting, and that gives them an answer, so very good. Thank you, Don. I make a motion to accept the quitclaims deed from, is it Lake Creek? Yeah,
Village.
Lake Creek Village Homeowners Association.
Motion by Mr. Olson, second by Ms. Fox, that we accept the quitclaim deed for the Lake Creek Village Homeowners Association. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires a majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of accepting the quitclaim deed for the Lake Creek Village Homeowners Association, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we'll accept the quitclaim deed for the Lake Creek Village Homeowners Association. Congratulations, Larry, you're in the city. Number 19, consideration of possible action on the acceptance of a feasibility study summary memo on the KIH revocable trust development number 2507.
Again, handed out in front of you is an updated packet for this, with some revisions that were made after discussions with the owner and the builder. So I will go through this packet, very similar to what you have, and just some small options that were stated. So as a reminder, this is off of College Street. The property owner is looking to subdivide the property initially to put 2 additional single-family homes on the property that are set back off the street to speed over to his family members. So what is on here, and if you look at the exhibits as part of this study, that's really kind of where the best talking points are. First exhibit you'll see is a preliminary plat. Skipping past that, you'll see a zoning map. Looks like this. Biggest thing on this sheet is this historic landmark that's designated in this area. So if you look, there's the pink boundary, and then you have the hatched area. The actual houses are proposed outside of the hatched area, so they are not in the historic landmark. So and you'll also see the same thing if you flip back one more page, that same hatched area showing where those lots are on this sheet.
Okay.
So again, the actual homes themselves are not in the historic landmark, so there's no additional approvals for those homes. What they're proposing in the historic landmark is just a driveway and utilities, which there's no additional requirements for that. So we have no issues from that front. From a water standpoint and where they would connect, obviously it's 2 single-family homes, so from a usage standpoint, that's not really considered in here because they're minor in terms of overall usage. There's 2 options that we've talked about with the property owner and the home builder for getting the water service to the tract. Both are connections to College Street and running the water line back towards the homes. Option 1 is make it a public water line, then a public easement that they then meter at the homes, so further back. Benefit of this is obviously if they add homes in the future, which is a potential, they would just tap on this line like they would any other public line. It would have to be designed and inspected like any other public line that the city would own and maintain. Option 2 is they set the meters at the street, and so then the water lines running all the way from College Street to the homes are private. Benefit of that is that's nothing additional the city has to take over. It makes the planning process simpler because there are no centrally public utilities, so it'll just be a minor plat versus if they do a public extension, it would be a full preliminary final plat process. It sounds like that's the way that they are leaning. It's worth the cost of additional plat to them. either way will work, and that's really kind of the main change in this document, is from what was in your packet, is talking through those options. Because the initial was just extend the public line, tap it there. They're looking from a time and cost standpoint, they would potentially just do it as two separate right. For sanitary service, very similar. Again, the city doesn't want to have, one, the gravity's not going to let it do the depth of line to extend the public gravity line there. We also, it's not in the city's best interest to own and operate and maintain another little private grinder pump station. So what we've discussed with the property owner and what is noted in here is that they would design and construct their private grinder pump, that they would have an agreement between the homeowners, the two at the time, third, fourth, if it's added in the future, that they would own and operate, and they would tie in, and it would become public where it connects on College Street. So no additional infrastructure for the city to take care of and serve those two homes. And they, in discussion with the property owner, who's represented, they're fine with that route. Moving on to the next page, regarding drainage. And just like any other development, they have to do a drainage review. They have to submit plans showing how the road's going to be, where the utilities are going to be, and how the drainage is going to be handled, even if it is going to be private. They need to submit it. They have not done that yet, as they're still early in the process. We talked about the historical landmark and the plating. Depending on which route they go, both routes, historical landmark is a non-issue since the homes are not within that boundary. And then the plating just changes based on if they go to public utility extension versus private. Other than that, overall kind of process and development costs, they would be subject to impact fees. These are based off of 5-inch meters. If they decide for a larger meter, they would pay that impact fee accordingly. So the next step for them to go forward is to update their escrow account for cover plan reviews, city time, etc. The number in here is kind of a worst case scenario, and is really dependent upon if they go the public utility route or not. If they go private utilities, there's not much there to be looked at. And the public utilities, it would be inspected, which is what's driving that cost to inspect those utilities that go in. So if they go the private route, that number will be drastically lower. They'll need to obtain any special use permits or variances, which right now they're not proposing any. Enter into the agreements. One thing we will have to see before we'll recommend approval of plans is that the agreement between the property owners to take care of that pump station, and then go through the planning process and finally get the building.
Chris,
It's a little bit different, but
I'm going to ask a crazy question.
sure.
The historic font there, or designation, does anybody know what that is?
So there's two of them. You have the Historic Preservation District and Historic Landmarks. So they were both, there is a document, and I have to go back and remember where it was, but there was a list of addresses and properties that were designated landmarks versus those that were in the Historic Preservation District. They still follow the same general rules. But why this property was designated as landmark, I do not.
Is that the state of Texas that designated it,
No,
or the
this was
city
in
of
the
Montgomery?
cities, when the city set up the Historic Preservation District, they also did landmarks, as they were both set up as overlay zones. So these were kind of, there's, I don't remember the exact number of properties, but there's obviously this property here we're looking at. I think there's one up on 149 closer to Lone Star Parkway, somewhere around the MLK area, if I remember right, and kind of more sporadic that are outside of the district itself. And as far as what made it historic, I do not.
We're going back through documents, still can't find it, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do we know what year it was designated, and then find
It was
what
with
about
the
zoning went in.
It was with the historic preservation zone, so that
Yeah.
was in the documents 30-something years old.
Carol, about 2000,
Right,
maybe before that.
Before that.
right.
Before that.
We have the document, it didn't state in there why.
no way to remove that designation? Lift the designation?
I'm sure, I mean, anything can change.
Okay.
There is, and I don't remember verbatim, but there is a listed process for adding and removing properties from the historic landmark. Definitely adding properties, I have to check on the removing. But I do not recall that.
If you remove one, would that include, if there was one that was removed, one area that was removed, would that include all areas in the city?
I don't believe so, no. And if we're getting away from the overlay entirely, yes. But if you're just modifying that, it's just like a zoning change. You know, if you modify zoning on one property, it doesn't affect any others in the city. This would be the same thing.
Because there's another one here on Plantersville Road that's a historic landmark.
They understand what you presented to us, the owners?
Yes, I called them a little while ago.
So what's the holdup on their decision whether they're going to go with public or private?
It's more they're just running the cost. This is the conversation I was having a few minutes ago. They're just running the cost numbers. I expect to have a call with property owner and the homeowner later this week. Once they've run some numbers, make a decision on which way to go.
And this,
There's definitely long-term pros and cons to it. You know, the intent here is the initial 2 homes, there's potential for additional 2 home sites. So again, right now it's between family members, but if they ever sell it off, you know, having that, you know, agreement and shared use lines and everything else would not be a benefit, but again, both are allowable. Weighing out the pros and cons and costs.
so if they put the meters out at the street, is it going to stay that same size meter that you've quoted them?
Yes. Yes. So it would be, they would do the same, so based on the discussion, they would do 2 1-inch meters at the street. They're going back and forth, they're looking at pressures. They would use a larger line and then make it smaller as they got closer to the house to keep the pressure up because it's a 600 to 800 foot stretch to get back there. But the meters, what is in the feasibility for the impact fees are based on 2 5/8 meters, which are the 2 standard single family meters. And so they would be looking at the same thing. What would change when you look at the overall development cost is that escrow account deposit would not need to be that amount because this assumes that it's a public water line that has to be inspected, accepted by the city, et cetera, which if they're private, that process doesn't have to occur.
I make a motion that we accept item 19 as presented.
Motion by Ms. Fox that we accept number 19 as presented.
I second.
Second by Mr. Olson. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of accepting number 19 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we'll accept number 19 on the agenda as presented. Number 20, consideration of possible action authorizing the mayor to sign lift station number 5, relocation and sanitary sewer extension additional services for Tri Point Homes, Inc., and authorizing the city engineer to revise the design.
What this item is if you remember, Tri Point is funding the lift station 5 relocation project as part of the development. Throughout that design process, there was a lot of back and forth on the final depth of the lift station. So the initial design was put together at, let's call it 30 feet. The grading came back from the site and it was up to 40 feet, which is an extremely deep lift station. That's about $150,000, our estimates, additional construction costs. So we're working back and forth between redoing our design as well as the design from the site engineer. We're able to bring that back down to 30 feet, so it's a more reasonable cost. So what this is an ad service proposal that we have talked about with Tri Point for the additional design work, totaling $20,000 in order for that $150,000 construction cost savings to do that. This is a Tri Point funded project, just like the West Homestead project was.
I don't quite understand. Are we moving the lift station physically or not?
We are. So the lift station number 5 is getting replaced and relocated. So lift station 5 is the one down in the creek by Napa. That is getting moved back on their property behind Napa. And so what this project does, one, that lift station is you can't access it. It's a hike to get down there. It's in poor condition. It's in the bottom of the creek.
So actually, it's going to be closer to 105 than.
It's going to be further
Further.
from 105?
Further?
Behind that, but
So
it's right on
it's
top
gonna
of the road right now.
Okay.
Correct. So the Tri-Point Development's putting in a road between Napa and Mid-South that will extend into their development. This will be back in that development off of the main drag, closer to the creek that runs through the development, but not anywhere like this one. So it gets it off of 105, it makes it accessible, and it gives us a new lift station versus one. Tri-Point's here.
Yeah.
Wow. State your name for the record, please.
My name is Brad Sullivan, I'm with Tri-Point Homes.
Thanks.
So I just wanted to say if we'll be required to pay this, we'd just like to see some backup. We were made aware of this on Friday, or at least I was. So I spent the day kind of preparing a defense for it, and we don't really feel that that's quite adds up.
Chris, you're confident though that we can relocate it and get it back to around 30 feet, so it's back to the original price?
Correct, that's what the design is today. And as far as, I apologize, I thought they were made aware earlier, because the conversation I had, so I will follow up on that, and we'll gladly provide any backup for the additional cost that we have.
So I guess my question still is whether or not we come up with extra costs, can we redesign it and move it somewhere else so it's closer to the 30 feet that it was originally designed at?
Correct, and that's what that's after the back and forth, that's what they have. The work has been complete.
Okay. Oh, it's been completed already?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The work has been completed, we did the back and forth, it's been redesigned to get the lower end. We're just looking for reimbursement for that additional cost to do that additional design work in order to get it back to that. But we'll gladly sit down and try to go over those costs.
Additional services, 15, about 20 grand, you think? You said, that's what it is?
It's a total, it's 5 for the lift station design, 15 for the linear utility.
Very good. Make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign for the additional services for lift station number 5, relocation and sanitary sewer extension.
Mr. Wilson made a motion to authorize the mayor to sign lift station number 5, relocation and sanitary sewer extension additional services for Tri-Point Homes. Seconded by Ms. Langley. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of authorizing the mayor to sign lift station number 5, relocation and sanitary sewer extension services, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we will authorize the mayor to sign lift station 5, relocation sanitary sewer extension services. Number 21 on your agenda, consideration possible action on the final plat for Montgomery Bend, Section 3, development number 2203.
As you all talked before, Montgomery Bend is a multi-development on 1097. They previously platted and obviously in construction of homes in the first 2 sections. This is for Section 3, which they are currently in construction of as we speak. So this is for the approval of their final plat. A couple of items to note. One, as you remember, this is a total of 309 lots. This section is for 85 of those lots. Before Section 4 is platted, they have to construct the signal at Hazel Bend and, I think it's Hazel Bend, and 1097. Those materials have been ordered. They're just waiting for everything to be there and installed. We have reviewed the plat. P&Z has reviewed the plat. We offer no objections to what they've submitted. They've provided all the documentation, all the bonds, insurance, tax certificate, etc. The one thing that is outstanding is the payment of the impact fees. They are processing it now. They needed an invoice from the city. That was sent to them last week. So they are now processing that payment. So our recommendation is to approve the plat, but hold recordation until payment of the impact fees has been received. Other than that, all the variances that they have previously requested, they are following. And we also have no objection to what they've submitted. I do have large paper copies if you want to see.
Planning and zoning approve it?
They did.
Did you say that? Okay. Make a motion, make a motion, we accept agenda item number 21 as presented.
Motion by Mr. Johnson, we accept item number 21 as presented.
A second.
Second by Mr. Olson. This motion is debatable, amendable. Requires majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of accepting item 21 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries. And we'll accept item number 21 as presented. 22 on your agenda. Consideration of possible action on the preliminary plats for Brierly, formerly known as Redbird Meadows, Camera Drive Extension and Pond A1, development number 2006.
In your packets, you'll see copies of the preliminary plats for two different projects in Brierly. None of these are single-family homes. One is the extension of Camera Drive, which is the main drive that will ultimately connect to Spring Branch. The other one is, which also includes the recreation center portion of the project. So they would have impact fees associated with the rec center. And then the second plat is for the detention pond that serves this section of the development. We offer no objection to these. These were also presented to P&Z on November 4th. They offer no objection, and those plats are in front of you. As they always say with the Brierly developments, reminder, they have the variances, they have the rule about side yard setbacks when it comes to the distance. That does not apply in this case since there are no single-family lots on these properties.
So quick question, just so I'm reading this right. That entire 18 acres will be a pond?
Yes.
So an 18-acre pond? Very
Yes.
good. That's a good sized pond.
Yes.
That's big. Make a motion, we accept agenda item number 22 as presented.
Motion by Mr. Johnson that we accept item number 22 as presented.
I second.
Second by Mr. Olson. All those in favor of accepting item 22 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries, and we'll accept item number 22 as presented. 23 on your agenda. Consideration of possible action on a resolution of the City Council of the City of Montgomery, Texas, approving a request by the Montgomery Economic Development Corporation, MEDC, for an expenditure not to exceed $850,000 for the design, fabrication, and installation of wayfinding signs and providing an effective date.
All right, Stan.
Is Tilly available?
Tilly just walked out.
So I can elaborate with you. So this is the entire project for wayfinding signs. It's going to be done in pieces.
Right.
That includes your large incoming signs for the big city signs, and then all of the other signs that was in that packet, right? So Tilly reached out and did 3 bids for us for MEDC, and this is the one that they chose.
And these are the directional signs, right?
It's the entire packet of signs, everything in there. So the packet
Covers the city, right?
Hmm?
Yeah, covers the city.
Yeah, it covers the city. There's street signs in there. There's everything's in there. So it's called the wayfinding package or project, but it included all of the signs.
Okay, no problem.
It looks like we're gonna come in under budget. And actually, the vendors that we ended up selecting ended up being a pretty good choice, I believe. They're pretty sharp and helped a lot.
That's good. So I know, Stan, you've asked about this project several times, so you would like to make the motion.
There's no way to red carpet for you, Stan.
There she is now. It's
There she is.
okay.
Tilly, do you have anything to add to the wayfinding project? If you don't, that's fine, but
I can give you an update.
if you'd like.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Okay. I'll give you a quick update. Todd, who is the engineer for the, or at least the sign designer for the LED sign company that will be fabricating and installing the signs. We went through the whole city, took pictures, reassessed what kind of signs would work, what kind of signs wouldn't work, and hopefully he's putting a package together and hopefully come well below that budgeted line item that you have. Hopefully. I think we can do it.
Tilly, does that mean that they're gonna replace all street signs in the city?
This isn't the street signage, it's wayfinding signage. So
Wayfinding
it's to
signage.
direct
That's what
where the city hall is going to be,
Yeah,
where
the
the parks
college,
are located.
the park, etc.
Most of them, yes, we would be replacing most of the signs.
But that included the large city signs to come in,
The welcome city sign.
no, when you drive in?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
gateway
Yeah,
signs.
yeah, the gateway signs.
So there are different gateway signs. You have the tall ones that are like 15 feet high, and then there's a gateway sign that's the monument, large monument on the ground. Try to assess where those would be and how they would work, how they can be put in. We have a lot of deep ditches and ditch areas, so sometimes those 15-foot high signs turn into 3 feet high by the time you get to the road, and you're standing there at the road, and it's like, well, the sign isn't really that tall. So we are reassessing all of that, making sure that it makes sense.
You
And
said
then we are keeping in mind the colors, the font, all of that, that we're remaining true to the branding, I guess, that the city is going to.
So it should have been through the package that was approved, because that was all approved by council once before.
We went through the package that was approved,
Okay.
sign by sign, and that is where we found a few discrepancies. And that's why we ended up having to drive all of the signs and assess each and every one of those signs.
But the design of the signs are staying like the packet that MEDC approved.
Yes, yes. And I believe you all approved that design also.
You said LED. Are you talking about that LED sign, or you just mentioned not to?
No, no,
that's-
Okay, all right. I just,
That's the sign
it's a
company.
whole nother can of worms.
No.
Thanks.
I make a motion, we accept agenda item number 23 as presented.
Motion by Mr. Donaldson that we accept item number 23 as presented.
A second?
Second by Mr. Olson. All those in favor of accepting item number 23 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we will accept item number 23 as presented. 24 on your agenda, consideration and possible action on ordinance of the City Council of the City of Montgomery, Texas, amending sections 90-56 of the Montgomery City Code and adopting new monthly service rates and charges for water and sewer service for consumers inside and outside the city, repealing all city ordinances in conflict, providing a severability clause, providing a Texas Open Meetings Act clause, and providing an effective date.
Question, Mary Ann? I just to kind of briefly explain, what do you mean by stair-step structure?
Oh, I think WGA is
Yeah.
going to be able to help with that.
That's what we talked about in that workshop
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
instead of just making one jump, to stair step into the changes.
Right, as far as the plan for how far out that goes, I'm going to defer to WGA on that.
Okay.
So at the last workshop meeting, we presented the rates in order to get the issue debt for future projects. So one of the scenarios or the options that you asked us to look at was, is there a way to, instead of going the full $7 minimum bill increase, to step into that, especially concerning the single family customers. So we ran a couple scenarios, we talked to the financial advisor to see how much could we step into this in order to still be able to safely borrow what we need to. So what's in front of you today is it takes, on the single family side, we were able to reduce the impact on the minimum bill from $7 to $4 a month, and the impact on the average bill from $12 to $7 a month for single family. It still has the higher rates on the high volume users. It's still, the commercial, those stay the same, but so thought process was the residents who are kind of minimal impact to the city and or the average residential impact to the city, that they do not see that as much of that rate increase. We still would recommend ultimately that raise, but the thought process was, and as we discussed in the workshop, let's get these in place, reevaluate finances next year after budget season, and then see if we want to go that next step. And so that is the changes. That was the stair step, was instead of doing the full increase of one, spacing it out. So we're looking at $4 per month for the minimum bill, $7 a month for the average single family user.
But how long does the $4 a month last, what's the change, where do we make the change? Next step?
So the next step would be next fall,
Okay.
which would be, again, we'll see how the actual revenues come in. But if we go based on this analysis, it would be the additional $3 roughly.
So we're saying with that change in the rate increase, we still should have enough to take care of the bond.
That's correct.
Okay.
Correct. And the way it was, is, so since you're using the impact fee revenue as well to support it, financial advisors comfortable with using more of that early, because obviously your water sewer revenue is also longer term build up, so that stair step down. I think the dollar difference, if I remember correctly, the estimated was $200,000 a year in additional revenue, and that was easily covered in this first couple of years by
Very good.
So the other changes in here, because we did not talk about at the workshop, everything else is the way we talked about workshops, except for out-of-city rates. So if you look on page 146 of your packets, you'll see that table on here. Your out-of-city single-family customers, we did not modify those much at all. The only single-family out-of-city customers you have are along MLK. And just kind of based on the need and how many you have, it doesn't really move the needle. So they're still paying more than in-city rates, but not the same. For your commercial, you don't have any out-of-city commercial customers except your temporary water meters that you're providing or charging out-of-city commercial rate. Those are time and a half of the in-city rates. Again, they're non-taxpaying entities. If there was a commercial customer that was out of the city, they would have that amount. But the single families left at, for example, the minimum bill for water for in-city is $18, it's $20 for in-city. We didn't talk about that last time.
Very good, Chris, thank you.
Is this, does this have to be posted in a newspaper or just the public knowing that we had this meeting tonight?
I don't think there's a paper posting, because you're updating it by ordinance.
Anytime we increase,
I don't think we
we have to do it every time we raise the trash bill.
Ms. Bevan?
So you're not required to actually give notice of it unless there's a penalty associated with
That's
it.
right. It's
penalty.
penalty.
And at times, we have published notice of the ordinance after passage, but not before, just because a non-payment does carry a penalty.
Great.
So,
With the passage, we put it in effect tonight, right?
and then
Okay.
I think
when does
December
it?
1st is the effective date.
It should match up with your next billing cycle so that, it works with the billing code.
So it would be actually the end of December on that bill that we would get the update, is that right? If it goes into
Typically how
effect,
it works, I don't know exactly how your billing
Right.
cycle falls,
right?
but you put it into effect to begin with the beginning of your next billing cycle, and so then 38 days. So it goes into effect, but people will see it, 30 days later when they actually get the bill.
Okay.
Okay, because we'll get phone calls.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, all right.
I'll make a motion to accept item 24 as presented.
Motion by Mr. Olson to accept item number 24 as presented.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Donaldson. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of accepting item number 24 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we'll accept item number 24 as presented. 25 on your agenda. Consideration and possible action on an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Montgomery, Texas, repealing Article 2, license of Chapter 6, alcoholic beverages of the Montgomery City Code for the purpose of removing certain city licensing requirements that duplicate the requirements of the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission.
This is just to remove the fees that the state already charges We will still record this through the city secretary when they come in. She will still stamp them, so they'll still have records. And we'll confirm that they meet the ordinance that remain and just removes the fee.
Did we do anything with the way that it's written? Because it's written kind of backwards. They gotta come to us, get a permit, then they gotta go to the state.
We won't have a permit anymore.
Yeah, we should
Okay.
talk about the permit piece.
Okay,
They just
They
come
they
to
will
us.
still have to come
They
to
still have
us
to,
to
Yeah.
get verification.
Right.
The city secretary has to sign off on their permit application, basically.
right,
So they have to go to the state to get a permit.
right.
But they have to, before they can complete their permit process, they have to get certification from the city secretary that, where they're planning to operate satisfies their zoning requirements, and they can
Perfect.
operate in that location.
Yeah, good. Because before it was kind of, it was very difficult for them. They had to come to us, then go to the state, then come back to us. It was a mess, yeah.
Yeah.
So good,
This kind of simplifies the process for everybody.
very good.
Make a motion, we accept agenda item number 25 as presented.
Motion by Mr. Donaldson, we accept item number 25 as presented.
A second?
Second by Mr. Olson. All those in favor of accepting item number 25 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we'll accept item number 25 as presented. 26, consideration possible action authorizing the police department to donate unused, outdated WatchGuard in-car camera equipment and accessories and 2 electronic long gun locks.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We're here requesting authorization to donate these outdated equipment to agencies around Texas that may need them. Periodically, the Texas Police Chiefs Association comes on looking for different equipment for departments that can't afford it. Some of this equipment we had in our lot that we no longer use, and so we'd like to request permission for that.
Thank you, Chief. Make a motion to accept item number 26 as presented.
Motion by Mr. Olson,
Second.
second by Mr. Johnson. We accept item number 26 as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we'll accept item number 26 as presented. Number 27, consideration and possible action on a resolution of the City Council of the City of Montgomery, Texas, to cast votes for candidates for the Board of Directors, Montgomery Central Appraisal District.
So it was for Tom and for myself.
Tom and Casey.
Yeah.
How do we do the
The-
votes?
City of Montgomery has 2
Fine.
votes,
2 votes?
is that right?
Yes.
So I make a recommendation that we cast vote for Tom 1 and for Casey 1.
All right, there's been a motion by Ms. Langley that we cast votes for the Board of Directors for Montgomery Central Appraisal District. 1 vote for Tom Julovich, 1 vote for Casey Olson.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Donaldson. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires majority vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we will cast votes for candidates for the Board of Directors of Montgomery Central Appraisal District. 1 vote for Tom, 1 Julovich, 1 vote for Casey Olson. All right. Casey abstained. Consideration of possible action on a resolution of the City Council of the City of Montgomery, Texas, authorizing city staff to remove certain information from the city's website to combat fraud and cybercrime. And my Lord, it's ramped up in the last 6 months, and I don't know, did we change our filters? Something's up. I mean, it's wild.
Cybercrime is just up.
Yeah.
Why should we solve the problem through administrative force by taking information away from the voters when this is a police and legal matter? Why can't they take care of it? Why do we have to take information away?
I think we are giving information, like we don't want to have our checkbook out there. Now, people can do public information,
Yeah.
and they can ask for
Forcing
it.
them to do it, basically.
Yeah, well, we have to also protect the citizens' money. And there's bad people out there in the world doing bad things. I mean, I'm hearing about it constantly,
Why
people getting
does
scammed.
administration have to take care of it, not police? And
I think it's responsible to post
Uh-huh.
as little as possible of public information, because we're putting out all the information on the builders, all the information on the checks, all the information on their addresses, and they're pulling that right out of the packets that you have, and they're sending fake bills and stuff there. They got $5,000 the other day. One of our builders paid $5,000 before they even knew it. And it wasn't even from us.
And yet another builder called me and said, why are y'all billing me this? We
And
we didn't bill it. We have no reason to bill it. They said it was approved at a city council meeting in the email.
And what we're doing is we're mainly just protecting the city from any type of cyber attack. We've got an officer who is expertly versed in this stuff right here. We've seen him some things the other day to take a look at. It takes quite a while to run these things down. So when we get people in here, I think we had a lady in here the other day that they had taken like $4,000 from. So these digital things are really hard to, and so we use him, and then we also use our resources with DPS in the Texas Rangers. So we're working on it, but this here is just to make sure the city's sites are safe.
Personal experience about something like that. Verizon started billing me because someone took my identity, and it took the city, the DA's office,
I've been through it
Montgomery
myself.
County, something like 6 months to resolve it. So I make the motion that we accept 20 minutes.
I have a question.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Supporting documents, what does that pertain to? Just the check registry?
It's basically the packet that you received. We're gonna leave that out of the public and put the agenda out there, because most of the information that's in your agenda packet has everybody's information in it.
And so the only way that the public can see any of that is through one of us. When we
Or
get
a
it,
request from us.
when we get it through our agenda,
Yes.
then they can get it. Because once I get it through my agenda, it's public record. Is that correct?
If they request it, yes.
Yes?
We'll have to
Yes,
request
it
it.
it is, and they'll have to make their own request. So it stops the, person who is, data mining online.
Right.
And it does make it a little harder, for your residents, because they'll have to actually make a request for information. But they'll be entitled to receive it if they desire. It's just a way to ensure that, a legitimate live person is getting the information and not, somebody, across the world,
So on the flip side of that, when we go through minutes have a lot of supporting information as well. I'm assuming we're going to continue to post minutes though, correct?
Yeah, but minutes don't necessarily have to have that data in it. You can leave that data out of minutes a lot easier than you can a packet, because the packet has way more detail in it. And that's exactly where they got it from. Yeah.
copies of invoices, copies.
So then there will be the agenda and just minutes and no supporting documentation. So if somebody wanted to know what happened on item number 8 2 years ago, or whatever, whenever we start from this, they would have to ask for all the supporting documents in a Public Information Act.
What you're doing is you're going above to put those safeguards on there, and that's what we're looking for with the city. We bought those phones a few months ago. Everybody got personal phones. Well, we got a call the other day. Someone was trying to give us another 15 phones, but it wasn't coming to this address. So you have to put the safeguards on there, and that's what we're doing as a city, is making sure we've got those safeguards where those things don't happen, or where it alerts us that those things happen. So those are things that...
Everything seems to be happening since we got those phones. Like this is all just started.
Then I need the IT guys, or whoever, girls, whoever they are, to make sure that safeguard thing allows me to get my agenda in my packet. Because I get the agenda, but I'm not getting the packet correctly. So when can the IT guys?
I think that's a PDF problem on yours.
Well, it's been like that, so
So what's gonna
guess.
make it more safe to just to allow us to get the packet instead of the public? I mean, we still have to be protected because it's gonna.
Well,
Stan, it
we are
comes to your
protected.
email. We're just not wanting to put it on the
Yeah,
website.
they're not coming through email, they're listening, either they're looking at the website and gathering information and then sending information, invoices, bad things to people
I'm old school.
based on that information.
Okay.
I hope they're not in our email.
Again, I think that
Yeah, so there is a motion on the table by Ms. Fox that we accept item number 28 as presented.
I second.
Second by Mr. Olson. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires majority vote. It's open for more discussion. All those in favor of accepting item number 28 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have, the motion carries. We will accept item number 28 as presented. Moving on to departmental reports. Number 29, municipal court report. Ms. Duckett.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. You have the municipal court report in front of you for September. The citations were 523. They seem a little up because I went ahead and added the warnings also with the citations as well. You get an overall big picture. And the collection, the revenue was $40,100.36. And for October, the citations were 422, and the revenue was $42,097.87. Sorry about that.
We've seen quite the uptick of collections based year over year from 23 to 24, then 25 we're well above.
I'm just trying a few different techniques.
Well, it's working. Thank you
What are you gonna do with
for,
all that extra money?
What was that?
What are you gonna do with all that extra money you get?
Shopping.
be careful, Ms. Duckett. All right, number 30 on the agenda, September 2025 PD and CEPZA report and October 2025 PD report. Chief?
Good evening again, Mayor and Council. You have the report in front of you, actually 2 months of report. If you have any questions, be glad to answer them. But
Nice
with that,
branding, Chief.
I'd like to
See.
say that we've got 3 of our officers who's been nominated by MAD to receive an award here in the next month or so.
Awesome.
So it's about getting DWIs off the street. You wouldn't believe a small city like this and how many DWIs are getting off the street. So they're going to be honored by Mothers Against Drug Crime.
That is fantastic.
Thank you.
who are the officers?
Payton, Jones, and Canepa.
Rock stars, that's awesome. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next up, Ms. Tilly, did you have anything? PDCE, PZA? Code enforcement and planning and zoning?
Yes, ma'am. Unless you have any questions specific to any of the items that I have on there.
I think I have one, but go ahead. I
Well-
don't remember it.
If you remember it before the department reports are over, you can circle back. Thank you, ma'am. All right, number 31, finance report for September 2025.
Mayor, Council, does anybody have any questions about the report?
I had a question. What, you said on here, just a reminder, the totals reflected on the tax report will change as we continue to receive invoices for last year. How much of, what are you expecting from last year?
Well, that's always the $1 million question.
Yeah.
So you have to remember, we run on a cash basis until we don't, and the time that we don't is at the year end, right? And so any invoices that we're currently getting that were for any services, or even potentially products that were ordered and delivered prior to 9/30 of 2025 need to be booked in last fiscal year. So, as a matter of fact, last week and this week, we were processing service invoices, so like legal services that were from August and September. So even though those checks are processed and issued in the month of November, they are a 25 expense. So technically, this would be the time that I would come to you and say that the month of September is closed, right? When I come to the council meeting, whatever month I'm presenting is closed, I can't close September. I have to leave it open until we have a reasonable expectation that we have received all of our invoices, and then we will close September until it gets through audit. And then at the end of audit, when we journal entries, those will also go back into fiscal year '25. So typically, we anticipate that until about the end of November, we may receive invoices that will be for the previous fiscal year. We do a pretty good job of staying on track with those that are service-based, so like legal, engineering, those type of things that we know that we have a service period, and we work really diligently to get those invoices from them and get them paid timely so that we don't run into any issues. But every once in a while, there's straggler invoices that come in. Most of our vendors know that we operate on the fiscal year, so we actually had a vendor reach out today that said, hey, we show a pass-through invoice. And so, they're aware as well that we want to try to get that taken care of. But it will change. Just
So the audit goes on irregardless. The audit still goes on even though we don't have everything for September closed out.
Right, so I actually have an audit preparation meeting on Thursday. I expect that we will start our audit work at the beginning of December, which is, just our initial sampling and so forth, and then, everything goes well, we should have an audit in February, March, early. But, yeah.
They should be able to balance stand based off the PO, even though the invoice hasn't come back yet.
So yes, however, we have not used our purchase order system. That is something that we're looking at implementing this next year, but it has never been used in the city. So.
That's scary. Yeah.
That
We
is
should be
something that
using
we're
purchase
looking at-
orders.
Looking at implementing, yeah.
Have all the insurance and the raises, everybody's stuff started? Or does raises come at January 1st?
So the cost of living went into effect
Okay.
on October 1st.
Okay,
And then merit would be in January.
okay,
And the new health insurance rate would go into effect in January as well.
okay. Great, thank you.
How do we get away with that as a city when a corporation is bound by it?
Bound by what?
Purchase orders.
With
Purchase orders?
Purchase orders.
Not a requirement.
So we don't fall under the Sarbanes-Oxley laws.
No, Sarbanes-Oxley. No,
No, we don't have to do, we don't have to
we're
operate.
under the state, that's why we get the audits.
Which corporations are audited as well.
Yeah.
We fall
Yeah,
under
there's all
SOX.
kinds of
Yeah, but
little
that's
quirky things, like
federal,
by
isn't it?
the state regulations, we also have a minimum of 30 days. And so even when you get like a utility bill and it's due in 15, they have to give us 30. So, yeah, there's some weird things in the government world.
Thank you.
Do as I say, not as I do, I guess.
Number 32, Public Works Monthly Report for September 2025.
Mayor and council, you got my report in front of you, you got to answer any questions. I'd like to say thank you to any veterans that are listening in the room, whatever,
great.
on Veterans Day.
Very
So,
good.
we recognize that.
I want to throw a shout out, thank you, Mike, for, I had reached out to him on Friday, was it Friday evening? Yeah, I think it was Friday evening. I thought I had a water issue, and he gave me some troubleshoot some stuff, and it was my water softener issue. But we got it all handled, got it fixed,
Good.
so, yeah. Thank you, Mike, appreciate it.
Mike, that is one thing I was gonna ask you, that dryer text, what kind of mold issues do we have in the community center?
There was mold found.
What type
from-
of mold? What type?
I'm not sure, I don't know the answer to that.
There was two types on there, but I mean, it's like a
A bread mold?
scientific name.
Yeah.
But it's not
Black and green, actually.
Well, but there's a wide variety of.
Yeah, they were of the, immediately shut down.
So it wasn't like Stocky Bacchus?
No.
Yeah, no.
Ooh, sounds terrible.
Okay, just curious what type it was.
Mildew.
And then on the other issue too, there's no water in any leak that we have, is there?
Where?
Where the mold was. Can't have mold without water.
No, that definitely was not a leak of any kind.
Condensation?
Conversation
Yeah.
from the,
Moisture in the building.
yeah, most of it was in the drop ceiling,
In the ceiling, yeah.
little
That
bit
would
in the
be,
kitchen.
that would be more
In
than
the
likely
kitchen, yeah.
condensation. Just curious.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 33, utility operations monthly.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. You have your report in front of you. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Looking good.
I have none.
Go ahead. Did you have a question?
I said, I have none.
Oh, I thought you said I have one. I was like,
None.
the floor is yours. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, building official report, Mr. Rick Hanna for September 2025.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We have my report for the month of September and then also the total for the year and the other report.
Staying busy, Mr. Hanna.
Been very busy.
It was total of 438 permits. For residential, 528 total.
Hopefully you'll stay busy.
That's good stuff. Thank you so much.
We like it when you're busy.
Oh, thank you.
Number 35, engineers monthly reports, Mr. Oznowski.
So Rebecca, tonight the highlights. You're asking if you have any questions. First item on here is water plant number 2. That started is scheduled for later this week. It was supposed to be last week. They had some scheduling issues, so it's scheduled for this week. Everything is complete. Moving on to the second page.
Just a second, are you sure about water number 2?
What do you mean? They're about to start up? We will be on site Wednesday morning? Wednesday morning for the start up.
Had a resident ask about it since it was scheduled for April of this year.
Yeah.
But I can tell them positively.
Yes, they will be there.
Would you mind giving me an update on the bleach?
Oh, yes, thank you for mentioning that. With that project, we've been talking about bleach conversions for a while. Obviously, that plant has been offline for a while, so the chlorine gas equipment was in need of replacement. The cost of replacing the chlorine gas equipment was more than the cost of just switching it out to bleach. So we went ahead and we're doing bleach conversion now. So that equipment is being installed. We wrote and prepared the submittal letter and have submitted it. We'll be submitting to the TCP once we do the startup to document that change in disinfection. So that will be off the list. So they were able, with the size of the facilities that they had and the size of that plant, we're able to do it for relatively inexpensive compared to replacing it. There's no reason to throw more money into gases. So that will be one plant off the list. Water plant 4, just so we're on the same topic, is being designed with liquid bleach. So that just leaves water plant 3. It's a little more complicated because there's not a spot to put the tank. And the size of it with the larger facility, a little bit more complicated, but at least we'll have 2 of the 3 out of the way.
Good.
Moving on to the second page, both the Town Creek wastewater plant and water plant number 4, we received 6% plans, or we received 6% plans for the Town Creek plant, and we should receive 6% plans for water plant number 4 later this month. There was one change that had to be made, the updated the well design. So if you remember, last year we went ahead and did the Lone Star permitting for those wells. They updated the depth of that well, so I had to go back to Lone Star. We had to update the hydrological report. That has been completed and submitted, so all that's moving forward. The College Street Drainage Project, that pre-construction meeting is set for this Friday. So we will meet with them, get their schedule, and work on the notices for all the affected property owners coming down College Street. Water plant number 3 booster pump are working through some bills for approval before they move on site. Same thing for the lift station number 10, phase 2 improvements, the last item on that sheet. Moving on to page 3, item 4, the West Lone Star Parkway water line extension. They're working through submittals and construction staking is scheduled for this week. This is the water line on Lone Star Parkway to serve the Tri-Point development. Buffalo Springs and CB Spirit roadway improvements. At your December meeting, we'll come back with our full recommendations for the final scope and material of those improvements. So you remember this was phase 1. We got the geotech report on Friday, so we sent back some comments earlier today to get that clarified. We got their traffic impact analysis, so we'll come back with all of the recommended turn lanes, signal, scope of roadway improvements based on their traffic counts, etc. at your December 10th meeting to get that design moving forward. Other items, I'm slipping over to page 4 regarding developments. The plan and plat reviews are listed. Again, those are from a couple weeks ago. However, a couple of ones I do want to note, because they've been a discussion, we did release approval for HEB. HEB did submit plans that met all the landscape visual ordinances on the back, which is a set number of trees and shrubs within every 100 feet. They submitted a plan showing compliance with that, so there was nothing that prevented them from receiving approval as they met all the city's ordinances that were presented or that are current. The other one that's slightly different is the gas station at Lone Star Parkway in Buffalo Springs. If you notice, that work has been stopped. They made modification on the site and raised the building. So they came back with a proposed 5 to 6 foot retaining wall that was sitting on the property line where the fence currently is, and then have cars driving over that. So you have a 6 foot retaining wall next to an 8 foot fence. There's not a lot of privacy there. So we're working through them on that because that is not the spirit of the ordinance. The spirit of the variance was put the fence at the top of the hill because it creates the visual barriers and at the bottom. This completely goes against that by raising the elevation. We're back to, we might as well just have the 20 foot left the fence at the bottom. So,
And with no discussion with the city, just doing it until the city caught them? Or did they come and submit plans and that's when it was?
no, so their plans were approved with no elevation change. I think it had maybe a foot to level out the site.
Right.
But they made the change in the field. It was noticed and they submitted revised plans.
But they got their forms down.
Oh yeah, that's how far they got before it was said, hey, you're way off.
So Ms. Tilly, you caught that, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Little bit.
Yeah? It was kind of a, how did you figure it out, that they've raised it?
Between, I think between Tilly driving by and our inspector driving by, there's discussions and said, hey, we need to go put second eyes on this because this isn't looking right.
Very
It's not a good
Well
first
done.
impression.
Well done.
Third impression.
Other items to note, the Lone Star Hills, the one that's been paused with Taylor Morrison, they did submit his revised plans, how they're going to mitigate, we're going through those now. Moving on to page 6 of our report, Stewart Creek wastewater plant, the permit amendment, that's going through the public comment period, or is about to begin public comment. The text dot projects, so y'all asked last month about the Buffalo Springs signal, so they're expected to begin work in March of next year for Buffalo Springs and 1097. Regarding 1097 at Atkins Creek, we confirmed with the contractor and TxDOT their working hours, so they are not allowed lane closures between 8:30, outside of 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., so nothing before 8:30 or after 3, and they have no planned weekend work as of this point. So they're moving along, but they'll be there for a while. And other than that, update on Kendon Keys. So we had a call with them last month. We're working through some updated comments that they sent over. It's our understanding we're going to have our first downtown design district, downtown development district meeting to discuss in January.
Is that the downtown improvement district?
The downtown improvement.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't have anything for you. We have the standard exhibits in the back showing you all the developments, capital improvements, and redevelopment meetings that have occurred.
did, when you, at Commissioners Court regarding Lone Star Parkway road expansion, did they say how long that was gonna take? Is that gonna be a
We
year-long
reached out
project?
to the precinct one engineer, we have not heard back yet.
Okay.
We have a couple items with them. One that I didn't mention on here, is we're meeting with the commissioner in Briarly regarding the MOU for the roadway of Old Taylorsville, the improvements there, and that's happening later this month, and we'll make sure we also discuss the Lone Star Parkway timing.
Curious, MLK is being repaved and a new culvert is going in. Since half of that road, maybe a little more than half, is in the city, did they consult with you? I know we're using their contractor. Curious as, and the reason I'm asking is because MLK at 149 is very sensitive when there's lots of rainfall. And just ensuring that their engineers are aware of the ongoing issues that we have here and planning accordingly.
Correct. So I saw your email on that earlier today, and I got that. I have not heard from the county directly on it, but it's on our list to discuss with them. So I'll reach out to
So they didn't get started today.
No.
They're supposed to start tomorrow.
Tomorrow or
And
Wednesday.
you haven't heard from their,
I have not.
so we're not sure
Zach
what
or
they're
Mike,
doing there?
So that's just, I mean, they,
Oh, Tilly?
the county, they appreciate they contacted the police department, but, and then they didn't contact y'all, MISD, who called me at 4:30 on Friday, like freaking out because it's 35 degrees this morning and those kids would have to walk a long way, so they're pushing it off, which I appreciate, but at the same time, I'm just concerned if they haven't talked to anybody in the city, and that is a very sensitive corner and area when there's rainfall.
So they reached out to me, letting me know that they were going to close a portion of the road, just a small portion, where the culvert and the head walls had to be replaced. That was all they're going to do. They only gave the heads up that at some point, they had not said when or anything like that. They had no plans yet, other than they would be proposing at some point that all of MLK would be repaved. That's it. They didn't give any timeline or anything like that. The only thing that they gave that was definite was replacing the culvert and the head wall at, what is it, a few feet west of the car rider line, the old car rider line for,
Most west.
so it's just the culvert and the head wall. But the whole mention about repaving MLK, that was supposed to be down the line.
Well, he requested an MOU. Have we engaged with him on that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. So we don't have one in place, but Commissioner Walker made it sound like it was gonna happen pretty darn quick, like as in, we need to get it done because they're ready to.
And I think when he comes, I think that's sort of the plan is to discuss.
I just wanna make sure we're not a year out, like it's gonna happen soon.
I have never.
That's the impression I got when I talked to him. But I don't know if y'all had heard differently. Mike, have you heard?
So we don't have any idea what size the culvert is or anything.
I do not. So we'll put that on our list, we'll put it on our report to give you all updates, but obviously this work is happening. We'll give you all updates sooner.
Yeah.
Because
How far are they
residents
gonna-
were calling me today.
Yeah.
Wanting me to find out about what were they really doing there? Why is that culvert being replaced?
Right. I do not know. I mean,
All over. Wow.
So you can find
I
out.
will call the precinct engineer tomorrow.
Okay.
Very good.
Oh, boy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Right.
I make a motion to accept the departmental reports as presented.
Motion by Mr. Olson that we accept the department reports as presented.
I'll second.
Seconded by Ms. Langley. All those in favor of accepting the department reports as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we will accept the department reports as presented. Next item on your agenda is the executive session number 36, closed session. City Council will meet in closed session pursuant to the provisions of Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code in accordance with the authority contained in A, Section 551.071, consultation with attorney, discussion concerning a settlement of claim. It is 7:25, and we will head into executive session. optional or optional?
Optional.
Just making sure I heard.
Not my words.
Oops.
Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry. Thank you. I thought, oh, you were past me. All right. We are back into open session. It is 7:45 and going on to, there was nothing to discuss coming out of executive session, so we will move straight on to council inquiry.
I have a question for you guys. You know, with the reports that the guys get from the departments, would maybe a weekly newsletter or something be more efficient for you guys, you know, what happens on a weekly basis?
Wouldn't that be a pain for them? They can do a monthly synopsis versus 4 month.
Well, I want them to communicate, and I want that communication, not just reports, not that silly report stuff, you know, you can look at that anytime, but, you know, just communication. Would it be, even bi-weekly? I don't
Yeah, that'd be
care,
great.
but, I mean,
I
would
don't
you
wanna
like
read all
something
that.
like that?
They're not going to tell us what they're really doing. What makes you think that? Because you tell them to tell us what they're doing weekly? No.
I'm not talking about minute to minute, what
I
they do.
don't want that coming in my
Anything they're
email.
working on, those types of things, you know?
I don't
That's
get
one of
my
my
emails now,
No.
so I don't understand how I'm going to get
You
that
need to
email.
have your computer look at.
You got to go to them IT people.
Me personally, I don't want to micromanage them. I'm good with the
Yeah, I don't
report.
want
If there's
to
something
see all
big
that
comes up,
report.
they'll tell you and you'll tell us, right?
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
yeah. I don't need all that.
If they want to do it on their own, fine, but,
I don't need no,
and I think council up here, nobody here is afraid to pick up the phone and call anyone if they have a question, or if a citizen has a question, I think we're all happy to go get answers.
Okay.
So you good?
okay. Next.
Lone Star Street Dance was extremely successful on Saturday. Very good. It was a lot of fun. Actually, had several calls about it today, which is awesome. And also, I'll be on Fox 26 on Monday, for Monday. They're doing a little thing about Montgomery, so,
Yay.
yeah, that was nice.
Let's go back to the dance real quick.
Yep.
There's one thing that I should have probably said to Mike. We had someone from Public Works there, but he was dressed like one of somebody that was just attending. When they send Public Works, I personally would like them to dress like Public Works.
Are they needed?
That is not my call, nor my table to us. Couldn't tell you. I don't personally think so, because personally, between myself and 2 others, I got up 6 o'clock Saturday morning and blocked off the parking lot, which Casey opposed to. And then we and then when we came back about 3:30 and put out the all thing. So Public Works did nothing for putting it up originally, but they took them all down. So, but I'm not sure that but the whole thing was, James was the one that was doing it, and I actually didn't recognize him because I'm so used to Bryce being there.
Yeah,
And I didn't
same.
even recognize him because he had a
T-shirt.
T-shirt on, and I would prefer that they be visible of who they are. So that was my thing about that. So. Okay, go ahead about your Fox News.
Oh, just saying, just on Monday, Fox 26.
What time?
I think it's at the 5 o'clock. I gotta be there at 2. They just want updates and talking about, they have Mayor Mondays highlights and just what's going on in the city. So I proudly talked about Christmas stuff coming up.
Very good.
Oh, yeah, I'll let you know when I hear.
Okay, what other
Anybody
thing?
else? Any closing agenda?
I have one thing,
Okay.
council inquiry. Does anybody know about a letter going to property owners on 149 North saying that the city is going to take their land and their house?
Tilly, are you aware of any letters condemning?
She already told me.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No,
Hashtag fake news.
Yeah, some crazy stuff.
I told them until they got the letter, don't call me again.
Yeah, I mean, if we.
It's just a rumor, I'm sure. But I told them I would be sure and ask.
Yeah, it's definitely not from the city.
No.
And they're up to par on their taxes, so, and they haven't received a letter from, but people are going around town saying that the city's gonna take their land and their property. I mean, their land and their homes on 149 North.
It's probably the state.
Oh,
That's their road, not ours. And I don't know that to be a fact, but that would make more sense, or at least easements, you know, because they're expanding these roads, and they're gonna relook at the easements, which are usually fairly wide in some of those areas.
okay. So it could be TxDOT.
Yeah, it could
But
very well be. And
we
then-
don't
But that's
know
usually
anything
not
about
taking
it.
their land or their homes.
No.
Usually the
Right.
homes are set back enough.
Yes.
It's usually easement agreements.
Okay,
Right.
okay. No,
Have you seen the letter, Carol?
Ma'am?
Have you seen the letter?
No, it's just a rumor that the letter's coming.
It's sort of like
The
the
letter's
Catholic
coming.
Church, you know, they're concerned. The TxDOT is making us move our utilities, and they're concerned with the easement that we're doing there. We're not asking for their land, we're just asking for rerunning our utilities, you know, in a new easement agreement. It wouldn't affect them doing anything with their land, it just, unless they were planning to build on top of it. But even that's permissible, as long as it's known exactly.
But we are doing something like that? No?
TxDOT is doing something like that,
Okay,
forcing
okay.
us to move our utilities.
No, that's on 105, so that's
Yeah,
all
that's
the
on
stuff on
105.
Oh,
construction
gotcha.
105.
Catholic
Okay.
Church.
Yeah, and that's gotten, Catholic Church has gotten,
No, we have to have a meeting with her.
Okay.
She still doesn't understand.
still calling. Okay, she's still calling me, yeah, okay. I know. Said I'd ask it.
And
They got a letter, they wanted like a foot and a half of their,
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, foot and a half.
and Martin Luther King Drive and 149 North, who would you talk to about a caution light or a, what do you call those other kind of lights? I guess caution lights.
Is it on the county road or the state road? Would the light be, it'd probably be.
The light
State
It'd
road.
probably be
TxDOT.
on 149, wouldn't
light-
it?
Yeah,
the light would be on
TxDOT, I
State
would
Road.
say, yeah.
Can a
Flashing
resident
light.
talk to TxDOT about requesting that? Or
Good
the
luck with that one.
citizen
They're gonna
has to
require
come to
a study of
Montgomery?
that, no matter who says it, it's just a process. The city, it would be better coming from the city if it was an issue, whatever the issue is. So many people got killed there.
well, there has
But
been,
there has
that's
been.
what TxDOT looks at,
That's-
But that is what they look like on
Yeah.
2854, going across the railroad track.
Yeah.
Seriously, they made all kinds of stuff to TxDOT. Finally, there was a gentleman that was killed there, and they put the light in.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is the truth.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
and up here on Lone Star, when the
Yes,
Addie Mae Butter Case and them got killed there,
Yep.
that's when they put that
that's when
light
they
in
put
too.
that light in. All right, thank you.
Unfortunately, does someone want to sacrifice for the light?
But if we knew the exact request, the city could go easily reach out to TxDOT and say it's been requested, and they will do
Yeah,
a traffic study and look at what's, you know, going on.
I'll ask the chief to find out how many people have had accidents there coming around that curve.
TxDOT will know, TxDOT will have that data for the most
Okay.
part. It's just a request to review if you want a flashing light, stoplight. Anytime you requested something different, they'll do their own traffic study.
remember we had those poles pushed back because people were hitting the poles and a couple people died?
Mm-hmm. Power out.
Yep, yeah.
I will
They've got
tell
a
them.
meeting with Energy, and it looks like they're pretty positive on the, putting metal poles down 149 downtown and raising all that electricity way up in the air.
Nice.
I was wondering if they, when they redid 149, if they'd go underground with all that garbage.
$1,000 a foot.
Well,
They don't,
it's still.
they said they would, we paid for it.
Oh,
They told us, because we wanted it, Philip Lefebvre wanted it on Lone Star Parkway.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 5 years ago, $1,000 a foot. I can imagine it's probably a lot more now. Well, he said, yeah, we can do it, as long as y'all want to pay for it. That's bigger than our budget.
Mhm. So I have an inquiry about adjourning.
Closing agenda, item number 38, items to consider for placement on future agendas.
Yes, I do have something I want to place on future agendas. After we had our retreat the other day, I got to thinking about the personnel reviews, and so I started looking it up. And Alan, this is sort of aimed at you. I don't recall, I've been on council for a long time, and I don't know that I've ever sat in one. I'd like to have it where we do that, the people that council hires, which would be the chief of police, the administration, and the city secretary. I would like to request that we can start doing the personnel reviews.
You could do that, yeah.
So you want that added to the agenda? Is that what you're asking?
Either added to the agenda or to just make it happen.
Oh, you mean for the year end you're talking about?
Well, actually, after we were there, I got to thinking about that. We were supposed to do some type of interview on our new city administrator, 90 days, and he's been here for as today 147 days. So
Man.
I think we're a little behind on that one.
Yeah.
But
No, that would be good.
that was part of the thing that we were supposed to, I went back and read it, we were supposed to do a review in 90 days. So I would like to put us on the schedule, and I'm not sure, Alan, what the schedule is that we should be doing, but I would think that it would be at least, in some respect, shortly after hire, and then maybe yearly at that. I'm not sure. Tell me about that, Alan.
Generally, we should do a mid-year and an end-year.
I think so. I think every 6 months is probably not unheard of, but I definitely think we should put it on the agenda because, again, after we had that treat, I went back and sort of researched what other Texas cities of our size do, and that is what they require.
Typically, they're annual reviews.
The little article I read said that it was at council's discretion. So annual's good with me, but I'm thinking that we should at least start now and do something like that and put it in place. Do y'all agree or disagree?
Oh, we need to.
No.
It's something we need to do.
Huh?
Yes, we should do it.
Yep.
Yes, we should do it?
Agree.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
I mean, for the most part, I've seen as very positive because, you know, people want to know.
Mhm.
It's a good communication process.
It's fair to them, it's fair to
It's a
us.
good communication
It's-
issue that you can say, this is what's good, and they can give us feedback of what we're doing also.
Right.
So we don't have
If
a,
I'm not doing, my job to keep you happy and there's something I can change, I'd like to know that. And I think most people are the same way.
I agree.
Sure.
we need a formal, we have an HR person now, don't we? Yeah?
Can I talk to the HR person about what we do?
You can talk to the HR person.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but we need a formal
Yeah.
form.
Yeah,
We need a
form.
form,
Yes.
and there says that there's several forms like that, so I think that we could probably acquire a form, that we could all have the same forms.
There is an evaluation form that the city already has.
Is there?
You can look at that.
So do you want to make it easy on us? You make it a self-evaluation, and then we evaluate that and agree or disagree?
No.
It is the best way when you,
Well, for
I mean, you don't want to.
For you, it may be. For me, I would like to be in executive session, and I'd like it to be a council.
Oh, yeah, you do the review of the self-evaluation one-on-one, absolutely.
Well, not necessarily one-on-one, but, I would prefer it that you see eye to eye on it, but you're much more educated on HR than I am.
Well, it's just, for us to sit back, and we're not in their day-to-day, right? We see them
100%.
once every
No, but
2
on the other
weeks.
hand, I think that they should know how council feels
Oh,
about what's going
absolutely,
on.
absolutely. But that's where I recommended, using at least some form of self-evaluation.
Okay. So who will task about getting us the
I
forms that
think
we
HR
would look
Marianne
at?
is, right? Because she's HR.
Would you get us all,
I'll work with Brent and
Okay.
get us some forms?
best way to proceed.
And I'd like to make it effective, this is November, but maybe we can make it effective that we can start it in January.
In January?
Yeah, the first
Okay.
meeting in January.
Yeah, that's fine.
November and December is kind of a busy month
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Don't want to totally overwhelm you,
Financial
Marianne.
year.
Huh? Yeah, I don't want to overwhelm Mary Ann about that.
So based on my citizens' comments tonight, I'd like to ask that we go out to bid for engineering firms. Just open it up and see if we're getting what we paid for and seeing who else is out there on the next agenda.
I don't have a problem with that.
I think that we should always, at least every.
Always was up there.
So we did, 2 years ago?
3, I think.
Is it time to go out?
Well, I think based on behavior and miscommunication and other things, I think it's just time to go see if we can, for the money that we're spending, there may be somebody out there that actually walks the line they say they're going to walk.
But do you know when they're next, when we
I
do
think
it
we're
again?
year to year, correct?
No.
I think we are actually.
Mary Ann, what
Does
are
And I
anybody
think it's an
know?
open, in fact, council can fire them at any time. We have to give them a 60-day notice or 30-day notice?
Well,
Something
I'm
along
not
those
worried
lines.
about that. I just want to know.
Huh?
Professional services, I don't know, but I have not seen a WGA contract.
When we hired them.
Generally,
So, Alan, is
you
it-
would do like a 3-year with the option.
So that's what we've done, and they've been here 5.
I know, but we
I've got a
just
copy
did
of
it,
the
because
WGA
this is
thing,
something
and
we
they-
had years.
Well, I'm asking we do it again.
But we need to do it on the schedule of their
I'm
contract.
asking we do it before then.
I
Well,
thought Texas
well,
was
I'm not
an
gonna
at-will
break a
state.
contract for an ego.
We can just go out, it's not an ego, they freaking lie.
Alan, is that true? Isn't Texas
And there's
an at-will
multiple
state?
issues with them at this point that I'm not gonna discuss out here.
I'm
Be
not
happy to
gonna-
discuss it with you off the record.
I've got a copy of it.
You might be comfortable, I am not comfortable with
So
them.
you have a copy of it? Yeah. We did this I wanna say 2 years ago, we re-upped with them. I believe it is a 3-year, but I would have to look.
Yeah, and, when they come in, they have different rates on different engineers.
Yep,
So if they bring say a number 3 engineer who's a lower rate than Chris or somebody, they're supposed to charge us the lower rate.
mm-hmm,
Okay,
Right.
so,
yep.
but I never could figure, because they got like 10 engineers lists like that. So I'll get it out. Because I don't know. the
Well, at
dates.
best,
I don't know
consider
the
that
dates.
that they had one of the WGA employees step away from Montgomery due to, they felt that they were being mistreated.
Because they agreed that they didn't provide professional services that we paid for, knew they were doing a subpar job, and
Well,
admitted it.
I think at one time we thought that was too much for them to handle, and we considered a secondary engineering firm to help
Yep.
alleviate. You mentioned that, I think.
Mhm. Just
One of the
to
first
spread it
meetings I
up.
came-
Yep.
was involved in. We talked about spreading the wealth a little bit.
Mhm.
But I'm not happy about the hire, so I didn't like it. I have my own personal reasons, but, and I've forgiven the person, for the way they treated me, but still, I didn't appreciate them putting her on. So,
Are you saying you have an ego?
No.
All right, with that, is there anything else?
Mary Ann, so will you make a communication with us about the forms and stuff sometime between now and the December meeting possibly? Thank you.
If there's nothing else on the closing agenda, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Most
I
Fox,
second.
seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, and it's 8:02. This meeting is adjourned.
All right.